Hey guys, welcome back to the Reed Homestead. So I told you I'd check in with you once we had our first round of snow and ice and sleet and all this. That's what we got. So overnight, last night, it did start freezing rain. So you can hear, it's all a layer of sleet, thin layer of sleet. Beneath it, it's all ice. I did put down some rock salt on the driveway and our sidewalk here, on the porches, on the back deck, where I'll be doing some of the cooking if we lose power. I'm just south of Raleigh here, so just southwest of us in Fuquay, Varina, there's already people without power over there. So they're saying the second round, so this line of weather is coming up from the south. It would be a severe thunderstorm, but so the line's kind of got a bend in it like this. So the first line hit Raleigh like that. The second one's still coming up. So that's where the majority of the ice and weather event precipitation is going to come from. So we're expecting, they're saying that second round is going to start this afternoon into this evening and into late night. So they're expecting, they've already got ice accumulation. So here, so you can see frozen. Okay, that's from the freezing rain. Yeah. So holly bush is doing good. That'll be great for some wreaths next year. So they've already got ice accumulation on some of the trees and the branches up here. As you saw, the holly bush, we got a holly tree over here. That's totally ice right there. The snow. Okay, so you're not digging into that. These boots, duck boots, they're kind of grippy, so it's pretty good. But underneath, see that? That's ice. So the rock salt didn't do much. We were talking about the denatured alcohol stoves. There was a run on propane. So if you've got propane tanks or propane cookers or propane heaters, pretty much in the area, most of those little green bottles, those 1 pound bottles, are gone. So another option, denatured alcohol. You can make your own stove, safe cooking. It's used, boaters use them, marine stoves, campers use them, alcohol stoves. You can check out my last video, and I kind of showed you how to make that. And I did want to bring something to your attention regarding cooking on the alcohol stove. One sec, we'll go inside. All right, so kind of want to go over how to operate. I've already got some emergency water right over here, big jug. Got a couple of those already set up. But so to use these alcohol stoves, if you're just doing water, it's pretty easy. That's an alcohol stove. Okay. Hopefully you've got some denatured alcohol already. It's kind of like rubbing alcohol on steroids, industrial alcohol. Well, I can't get the lid off, but I'll do that later. If you're doing eggs or you're making soup, I want to make sure you can see here. Okay. If you're doing eggs or making soup, this is denatured denatured alcohol. Let me turn the light on so you can see. That's denatured alcohol. See that? Marine stoves, alcohol burning appliances. That's what we have. Used to make fires. Hang on, let me get the light on. All right, here we go. So, there. All right. Marine stoves, alcohol burning appliances, camping. Okay. That's the alcohol stove. I put that lid on really tight. There it goes. Okay. Anyhow, as you're cooking, one sec. All right. So, yeah, I did put that lid on pretty tight. It's got that silicone O-ring right there. That helps you save the alcohol. So I still have some in here from yesterday. Let me just show you how to cook with this thing. You don't want to move this stove. So as you're cooking, you got a pan on there or a pot. It does work. You can adjust this stand. Careful not to spill the alcohol in there, but you can adjust this. You know, if you want it wider, you can make it wider. Just pull the legs out, okay, like so. Just pull them out. All right. Whatever you're cooking with, you want to test it first. Okay. Put your stove in there with your alcohol. Yesterday I showed you how to make one out of a soup can. It's right here. Get my charcoal out of there. Okay, so it's just a Campbell's soup can. You put 4 holes down at the bottom, and then a bunch of holes up top, top lip, bottom lip, okay? And just set that like that, and you can cook on this. If you don't have an alcohol stove, now you want to test it first, yeah? So, as you're cooking, you're not gonna mix things around on the stove. Take the pan off, or the pot, or whatever you're making, take that off. If you're making eggs, take it off. If you want to flip the eggs, you're doing scrambled eggs, you need to manipulate anything, take this off the stove. Do not keep this on and try to mix things in there. Take it off and mix, okay? So, let's turn the light off so you can see the flame of the alcohol stove. Okay. Yeah, it's early. It's like 9:30. The kids are just waking up, so they got a good night's sleep. It started freezing rain last night, probably at about 11 o'clock. So the first thing that happened was the patio got a layer of ice. So the rock salt, even though I put it out there, it didn't keep that ice at bay at all. So it got covered, and then it started sleeting later on, and this morning it was sleet. Then it started freezing rain, so it's both freezing rain and sleet. Power crews are already out there. So, like I said, they said the majority of the storm with the rain, freezing rain, is going to be later this afternoon. So, they said widespread power outages. Yeah, that's doing good. Okay. So as you're cooking, yep, that's still on. As you're cooking, you got your eggs in there, you got your oil, your eggs, your bacon, whatever, you know, light utensil. This is I got a camp set. It's got porcelain lining like you have on your Weber grill. It's got porcelain lining on the outside. It's heat resistant. It's a good option. Put a light pan or a light pot if you're making soup or pasta or anything. We made pasta yesterday. If you still have power, you know, make some food now. Bulky, comfort food. Pasta's good. Chili. My wife made a chicken casserole the other night. So it's easier to warm food up than it is to cook once you don't have power. Thank God we still have power for now. Probably going to lose power later tonight or this evening. So you're just going to take the pot off or the pan, okay? And then you're going to flip your egg, you're going to move your bacon, you're going to stir and mix your soup. Then set it back down, okay? That's how you cook with an alcohol stove. Do not try to manipulate anything while this pan is on that stove, because you will slosh that alcohol around and it could be catastrophic. So remember, it's very important to remember, take the pan off and then stir, mix, whatever you gotta do, put it back on carefully, continue to cook, okay? So I wanna show you how the soup can works. Again, you could check out the video yesterday, go into a little more detail. But got another can of these. Yesterday I went to the department store, picked up another can right by the paint thinner. You know, they'll have paint thinner, paint stripper, all that stuff. Denatured alcohol. That's what you want, okay? So this is how this one works. Just want to make sure you guys have options to cook with in the event that we lose power, and it's going to be a while. Okay, so you're going to keep the denatured alcohol liquid below these holes so it doesn't leak out. Okay, you just put a flame through there. Move your hand. Put a flame through there to light right up. Okay. All right. It's already hot. I'll make an egg so you can see it. Okay. I infuse my olive oil. I don't cook with extra virgin because that's really for salad dressing. So just get the normal olive oil and I infuse that with garlic. So you see those jets coming in? All right, those ones are coming in. That is going to heat the stove up, and the alcohol, it's going to vaporize it. Okay, that's what your flame comes from. So just give it a couple of seconds to heat up. Let me get an egg on the fridge. And I'll show you how that works. Okay. Here we go. See that flame? I don't know if you can see that. Can't get much lower. Hang on. Sorry. I kind of want to show you the flame so you can see it. But, okay. Flame's on. It's heating that pan up. Okay. Here. Alright, move that oil around. Now, if your flame, if one of the sides, one of the holes isn't working, you just take the pot off, put it back on, or the pan. That whole thing is got flame all the way around the bottom of it. Okay, so that's nice and hot. Let's snag it in. Buddy raises chickens over there. So you're gonna do all this off the burner. Okay. Now you can make breakfast for yourself, your kids. You know, you're not gonna have power. So this is the way to do it. Be gentle, make sure you find the center of gravity, then just let it cook. Okay. All right. Just want to make sure you guys are careful about how you're using this thing. You know, worst case scenario, you knock the stove over. Just grab your kitchen towel and smother it. It'll go right out. So whatever kitchen towel you have, if you spill this thing, smother it up. It'll go right out. Okay. Just get a spatula. Probably easier to make scrambled eggs, to tell you the truth, but whatever. Okay, especially when, you know, you're cooking with camping gear. So it's not like you're cooking on a solid surface. So you can't really, you know, you can't really mix and flip and stuff like that. So you got to kind of take the pan off or the pot, and then manipulate your food that way, and then put it back on. Okay. Find the center of gravity. Let it continue. I mean, that's done already, but so that didn't take any time at all to do. Okay. Now, hopefully you got some paper plates and things like that. May not be able to, you don't want to waste water in dishes, but I guess you can, but if you got paper plates, you just chuck them. Okay, that's done. Finished. So now you got breakfast. Okay? To snuff it out again. Just a couple seconds. There you go. Goes right out. So there you go. I'll take you out on the back deck so you can see what that looks like. Yes, I do feed the birds, bird seed and stuff like that. So as you can see, everything's kind of frozen. So this is a ripstop tarp. Look. Okay. That's what we're looking at for now. It's supposed to get worse. That's your layer of ice. That's why you're not driving out on the roads. Okay? That's on the roads. It's going to get worse. It's expected to get worse later this afternoon and this evening. And it's supposed to last well into over midnight. So it's supposed to end early Monday morning. Temperatures are going to be 38. So they're saying some of this will start melting. And then Tuesday, it's going to be back down in the 20s with overnights in the teens. So it's going to freeze. It's going to kind of melt and produce some water. And then Tuesday's going to hit. You're going to be in the teens. That water that just kind of melted is going to freeze again. So that's the problem with the power lines and things like that. The trees are accumulating ice, as you can see. Okay, ice. So as more and more trees get more and more of this ice on them, it's more and more weight. You're gonna have branches break off. Some of these trees, we have red clay down here, so some of these trees are just gonna fall right over, by root and all, fall right over. So red clay kind of retains moisture, so it's kind of rough to farm in red clay. That's why everyone does raised garden beds down here. Anyhow, that's it. Just wanted to give you a quick update. What we're looking at for snow and ice, everything like that. Cooking safely on the denatured alcohol stove. If you don't have propane, you don't have a cooktop, you can make your own out of a soup can. Check out the last vid, how to cook safely on it. Remove your pot or pan if you need to mix ingredients or stir soup or pasta or anything like that. Take it off the stove and then do that, and then carefully find the center of gravity, put it back on the stove, the alcohol stove. Okay, so that's it. Until next time, guys, stay warm. Sherpa material right here. Stay warm. God bless. We'll talk to you later. Have a good one. Stay safe. See ya.